Hi guys, so we're going to look at pound USD and USDJPY in a nutshell. It's not going to be one of those long videos. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a complete institutional order flow analysis and get to decide what is the higher time frame bias on these two pairs. So first things first, I'm going to go to my monthly chart, and this is pound USD. Now on the monthly chart, we can clearly see since the beginning of the year, pound USD has actually been bearish, right? And that's a continuation from last year, June or July, right? So at the peak of COVID, we saw weakness coming into pound USD. And if we switch instantly to USDJPY from the same period of June 2021, we saw USDJPY rallying to the upside. So that's basically weakness in yen and weakness in pound, right? That's strength for dollar on both pairs. Now, with pound USD, right, we can clearly see where price is trading to. We are in a monthly bearish order flow, right? In terms of our trend, major moves are happening going to the downside. Now, when you're doing this type of analysis, especially on MWD, it's just a case of you understanding where is price in relation to what? To your premium and discount array. Where is price going? Are we going to be seeing further moves to the upside, or are we going to see further moves to the downside? You see, the monthly chart can instantly tell you that. So let me just zoom in quickly. This is our current month, right? March 22, right? Now you can see March 2022, there's strength in terms of the trend to go to the downside. There's more momentum. There's more bearish momentum for price to move lower. Now, if you remember correctly, the target on pound USD was somewhere around 1.31, and we've now broken to the downside. Now that's crucial. You see, that's number one of your order flow analysis. We have broken to the lower side of December low. So basically, we have broken to the downside of last year's low. We have broken to the downside of 2021. That's crucial because this is the last week of trading in March, and if price closes anywhere below 1.31598, right? So that's basically our December low, 1.31598. If this current candle closes below, what does this make this candle to be, right? That's going to be a bearish breaker, right? And if we have a bearish breaker, that means we now have the first array for our focus in terms of analysis. That's an old low, meaning when you go to lower time frames, say if I jump straight to H4, you can clearly see where 1.31598 is, and instantly you can see today price traded to that old low of last year, and price dropped 98 pips. And what confluence was there? There was a bearish order block where the fair value gap, price filled that fair value gap, and it dropped. That's just from a monthly point of view, folks. You see, that would have been a trade that you'd have taken because you already know that price are looking to move lower. There's weakness in pound. There's strength in dollar, right? So with that said, now you need now to be able to do all that order flow analysis that I've been teaching you guys for a while now, having to highlight like your premium and your discount array, having to look back in your 9 to 18 month profile. Like for instance, right now, if we are to count our 9 to 18 month profile, it's coming in right into this down close candle. So meaning this down close candle which was broken to the upside here, that's our 9 to 18 month profile. Now, when we look at that profile, what does it signify in terms of our elements to a trade setup? Our 9 to 18 month profile, you can see there was a continuation to the upside. So the origin of this uptrend started way down here around March 2020, right? COVID times. And then price rallied. Then there was a pause in the market and then a clear continuation to run the buy stop liquidity above these two equal highs. Once we ran those stops, did we even ran them? Not really. These stops were not ran, even these ones, they were not ran. So once we cleared most probably those buy liquidity pools, then we saw a retracement. Now that retracement has already erased the gains that pound USD had from October 2020 all the way to May 2021. All those gains have been completely erased. Now, are we still anticipating further weakness in pound? Yes, there's still further weakness to come into pound USD, but it's not going to be a continuation of instant weakness. We are likely going to see probably the month of April recovering a bit in terms of price. We might see the month of April recovering a bit before another push to the downside. Now, when we look at this monthly chart, you see, guys, these are the things that you have to do as a trader. You have to be in a position to analyze and see what is it that you anticipate the market to do. Now, you can see February here, right? We've got the law of February. I'm going to highlight the law of February because this is for our future price point and order flow, right? So I'm going to copy this, paste it here, right? So that's February law. Now, already my anticipation skills are telling me that once we have the April candle opening, right? Once we have the April candle opening, we are going to have fair value. You see, we are going to have a premium array in the form of a fair value gap, right? Where I'll be anticipating now price to trade into that level before it pushes further to the downside. You see, that's what my anticipation skills are telling me, that we are going to see a premium array once we have the April candle. So by Friday, we're going to have a fair value gap there. And then I'll be notifying you guys to say, okay, guys, can you see that fair value gap I was talking about on pound USD? Now, with that said, our 9 to 18 month profile framework to a trade setup, we've seen a market rally, cleared buy side liquidity, and then recovered the losses. It erased all the gains of 2020 up until May 2021. So with price rally, and then now we have dropped. We are now back to the what? Almost we can call it a base, right? So in a rally, base, and then another rally. Now we have dropped back to that potential base. Already I've got two price points that I've marked. 2021 low, which was broken to the downside, and February low, right? Now when we go to lower time frames, you're going to see that those two price points, they are crucial when you're doing your short-term trading, your intraday trading. Now, I'm going to go to the weekly chart. So from the monthly point of view, we are bearish. Now I'm going to go to the weekly chart for pound USD. Now on the weekly chart, right, before I continue, you can see I've already spent almost like 10 minutes just talking and deliberating and interpreting what price is doing. What is it that I need to see in terms of price action, right? Already I've seen that I need to have clear understanding of my premium areas. I've got two old lows that I've marked, February low and 2021 low. That's where price broke to the downside. And you can see this is the breaker now on the weekly chart, and where the retracement, right? Price returned into fair value. There's our fair value here. Once price returned into fair value, we found resistance and we dropped. You see, this is trading, folks. This is how you should be trading. The last 2 weeks, pound USD has dropped close to 220 pips. Now, with that said, now we are now trading below 2021 low. Now, on the weekly time frame, right? This was our fair value here. See, that was our FVG on the weekly chart, and that's where price found resistance, right? And then it dropped. So now we've got the current month low, right? The current month low is coming in at 1.2999. So what form of liquidity is at that level? We've got sell stops, right? We've got sell stops below 1.2999. Now there's sell stops below that level, and we've already cleared the buy stops above this old low of February low. We've cleared those ones, and since we are looking for price to move lower, I'm expecting now 1.2999 to be a target for the upcoming month, right? It's an easy target. Is when I say target, I mean take profit. This is actually a good shorting target. You can see where 1.2999 is coming in right at almost the equilibrium point of this bullish order block. You see, now we are on the weekly chart. See, we've got a bullish order block there, and those sell stops are right inside that weekly bullish order block. So that's our weekly bullish order block, where you have to anticipate buyers to at least come back into the picture. We also have ultimately 1.2674. This is a long-term shorting target. Probably for the year, we could see further weakness coming into pound USD targeting 1.2674. But that's a long-term target. Right now, the target is set at 1.2999. So we can basically say 1.3, right, on pound USD. So right now, further moves are happening going to the downside, and we had redistribution here, redistribution into fair value, and then price dropped. So on the weekly, we've got bearish weekly order flow. Now when we go to the daily chart, now on the daily chart, you can see that we've got on the daily chart, we can see that already price has dropped, right? The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of March, the last 5 days, we have seen price dropped. And this is the redistribution that I was talking about. Redistribution into what? Into fair value. You can see right here, folks. This is a redistribution. Price came, fair value with manipulation, ran off, buy stops liquidity above an old high, then we dropped, and then boom, to the downside. So right now, this here is an easy shorting opportunity. But now, what could be the catalyst for price to move lower to 1.2999? That's positive news for the dollar, right? Positive news for the dollar. We are going to see pound USD drop further to the downside. Negative news for the dollar, then we're going to see pound USD rally to the upside. Now, when it rallies to the upside, you need to see price returning into fair value. Right now, fair value, we've got it located at 1.31 2021 low, and the fair value gap on the weekly time frame, right? So shorting opportunities are ideal when price returns to this level here, right? Now remember, you just don't short when price returns to that level. You just don't short. You need a catalyst, and that catalyst is going to come in the form of fundamentals. You see, you just don't go short bang, because if price is trading at those premium areas, there could be positive news for pound USD on the calendar, and those premium areas are not going to hold, folks. That's where we're going to get bullish breakers, right? We're going to get bullish breakers to the upside. But as of now, shorting opportunities are ideal on pound USD. Right, the H4 time frame, I'm going to leave that to you folks, so that you can now identify your premium areas on the H4, your entry zones, like where you look to enter your shorting opportunities. What I've just done is I've given you the higher time frame areas that you need to focus on. Now, coming to USDJPY. Now, if we are anticipating further weakness into pound, of course, the yen is also going to continue weakening. And the weakening of yen against the dollar, it means price is bullish, right? Now, we have seen what the BOJ has said in regards to its bond buying program, right? Their tapering program, meaning they're trying to strengthen their economy. We've seen what that has done to the yen. There's been a bit of strength that has come back. And you can see this is all happening towards month end, right? Now, when we look at the calendar, we've got BOJ, I think, next month on the 28th. When you look at that calendar, it's not a coincidence that we have seen a bit of strength coming in the last week of the month. We were likely to get a retracement, folks. You see, we were likely to get a retracement because price moved quite impulsively on USD JPY the past month, which is the current month, right? And right now we've got 1.25.84, 1.2584. We've got quite a few relatively equal highs there, right? And there's definitely buy stops above that level, right? We've got buy stops above 1.25, 125.84. There's a liquidity pool of buy stops. Now, what else can you see above that price point? We've got fair value here, right? Now, price is bullish, right? We're in a bullish monthly order flow on USDJPY. We are looking for price to move to the upside, and same applies with pound USD. All right, nothing is going to stop USDJPY to clear up this buy stop liquidity pool above 1.25.84, right? Because dollar is really strong at the moment, and we could see that extending into April, May, and June on dollar strength, and that will mean weakness into these majors, and weakness for USDJPY is a bullish move. So now, having identified the likely targets, right? This is your target for shorting opportunities on for your long entries on USDJPY, long entry opportunities. Now we've got this old premium array here, and we also have this old high, right? See this old high at 1.118.74, and we've got this bearish order block that has been broken to the upside. I don't see price retracing all the way to 118 in the last 2 days that are left. If that happens, that's huge weakness for dollar. If that happens, and it's unlikely that we are going to see that much of a retracement. So we can clearly see the March candle is most probably a breaker to the upside. That's a bullish breaker. So we are looking for long entries. From which level? Now we've got this old monthly bearish order block here. So we could see strengthening coming into the yen all the way to somewhere around 120. Why do I keep saying 1.2? 120.83, or we might see, but that's a big might. Huge recovery in yen back to 118. You see, there is a good possibility for that, but that's a huge might, right? Because we are in a very strong bullish momentum. That recovery back to 118 will most likely happen after we have taken out these buy stops above 125, right? Buy stops above 125.84 would have been cleared. Now, if I go to my weekly chart, you can see we've got fair value here, right? Fair value gap is coming in the form of an old bearish order block that has been broken to the upside. You can clearly see on the weekly chart we have broken to the upside here. This candle closed above, so any retracements lower to this level here, we should see further moves to the upside, targeting 1.125.84. Now on the daily, now one other thing, if you look on the weekly chart, this pair is now what we call a parabolica, right? This trend is defined as a parabolica both on the weekly and on the daily. And in most cases, I don't advise you to trade pairs that are in parabolica because they can turn instantly and you might not have a chance to recover. But if you do manage to get into the 10, then yes, that is good for you. But in most cases, they're not that great. Now you can see here we had reaccumulation here, reaccumulation into what? Into fair value. There was a fair value gap between this candle's high and this candle's low. That gap was closed, then price pushed to the upside. We had the same thing happening today, right? We had strength coming back into the yen. We had this candle's high, this today's candle, when it opened, there was fair value. Price returned into fair value right into this daily bullish order block, and price has rallied to the upside. You see, that would have been a good long entry to the upside. Now, what we need to see in the coming month, we need to see a bit of a retracement. You can see this weekly candle is turning out to be quite a huge reversal pattern, right? Meaning we might see price retest 121 before another push to 125.84. You see, so now having said that, BOJ has embarked on a policy of their bond purchasing. So that's basically tapering, right? The BOJ is embarked on a taper program, meaning they're trying to put some weight on the yen pair, on their economy, meaning we could see strength coming back into yen pairs. Like I said last night on the Zoom session, that USDJPY is going to do a bit of a recovery, and most of the pairs that have got yen as their core currencies, and we have already seen uh, the strength that has come back into those pairs today, and that's likely to continue until the end of the week, or until we get April candle opening. We're going to see uh, further strength coming back into the yen. So yeah, as it is right now, long trades are ideal on USDJPY, but like I said, it's now in a parabolica. You just have to be careful, and you're now also taking those long trades against what the BOJ is actually doing. So meaning you might need to redefine your arrays, focusing mainly on premium arrays where you're going to be shorting from. So that is to say on this H4 candle here, we've got these bearish order blocks here, we've got fair value. When price comes there, the likelihood of a drop will be quite huge, but you need now the fundamentals that are going to move it lower. So yeah, that's basically just a rough uh, guide on what to anticipate on these two pairs as suggested by Eddie and Atini. So yeah, I've taken much of your time already, folks, and I hope you're going to learn a thing or two in this short analysis of pound USD and USD JPY. So with that, folks, I wish you good luck and happy trading. Thank you.